On Motivation this week, we're going to be talking about common money mistakes. And who best to talk about this? Dr. Olumide Oladapo Emmanuel. He's popularly known as the Common Sense Guru. Now, he's no doubt one of the world's leading motivational speakers, wealth creation agents, and he has over 3 decades of transforming lives. It's great to have you back in the studio with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so, as they say, common sense is often not...
It's not
common.
It's not common.
At all. Now, where we find ourselves is the 12th of September, almost halfway through the month, but most people are looking at their account balances like it's the end of the month already and they're expecting their salary. So let's think about it from that perspective. What are the most common money mistakes most people have?
Well, the most common money mistake is the foundational one.
Okay.
Not giving financial intelligence and financial education a priority.
Okay.
A lot of people wake up every morning looking for money, but they don't spend time learning about money.
Okay.
You know, when we go to school, there are 5 dimensions to education. And what many people know about education is the academic education. So you have academic education, which is good. It has its own place. But when it comes to creating wealth, academic education will not help you. You need financial education.
Okay.
But one education that precedes academic education and financial education is personal education. It's actually understanding yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? That will help you to know how to be able to position yourself with reference to what life brings. Okay. So people go to school. They have BSc in business administration. Yet they can't run a business successfully. Why? Because they know the theory, they don't know the practice. So the first thing people need to do is spend time getting financial education. It's very, very key. Now, the second thing is ignoring the culture of savings. And that's where this issue of salary comes in. If you don't save, you are not safe.
Okay.
Because what you save today saves you tomorrow. Okay. So what we teach people when it comes to financial education is that you need to have between 6 to 8 months of your living expenses saved up in cash.
Wow. For
eventuality, so that no matter what happens, if you find yourself in a lockdown, you find yourself out of job, you can still live for 6 to 8 months while you are trying to re-navigate and readjust your life. Okay. So that culture of saving is very key because everybody should save between 10 to 40% of their monthly income every month, minimum. So if you don't save 10% every month, you are actually already operating in a big dimension of error. Because many people think of a future, oh, I'm looking for a bright future, my greater future. There's really nothing called future. There's nothing called tomorrow. It's a concept. Today is the tomorrow you spoke about yesterday. So there is no bright future for anybody except you create the bright future.
Okay.
So if you don't create that future, you are not going to have a future. So if you don't develop that savings culture, a lot of people say, I cannot afford to save. You can't afford not to. It's just because you don't realize that it's very important for you to save and you are not making it a culture. Because once your expenditure is greater than your income, your upkeep will become your downfall.
Okay, so you've given us 2 points here.
Yeah.
Getting financial literacy, making that a priority. Then having a culture of savings. Now, if we were to go into savings and the different ways to save money, we probably wouldn't be able to finish that on this show. But I have a feeling there's another one you're ready to give.
Yeah. So the next thing is having only one source of income. It's a major money mistake.
Okay.
And that's where a lot of people, because whether you like it or not, if you are someone that is a salary earner, you are already operating at the bottom of the wealth creation pyramid. Okay. Because salary is actually not going to help you to create wealth if you don't attach savings and investment to it. Okay. And that's why we tell people to save. So even if you're a salary earner, if you save consistently, you save so that you can invest. Okay. Saving is setting money aside for a purpose. Okay. Investing is sending money on assignment for a return. Okay. So you save for investment. So the purpose of that saving is so that you can invest. And when you begin to invest, you now have another source of income. So people that work, the world has become a global village. But here, most people in this part of the world only think of 9 to 5. Because to them, there is no power. Many infrastructures are not. So they think that the world has ended when they close. But you need to understand that your evening is somebody else's morning. Yeah, sure, you need to understand that while you are closing here, there's another business you can be doing, there's another country or company you can be working for, and other things you can do to make sure you have more than one source of income.
Let me touch on sending your money on assignment. A lot of people are risk averse. That's the only term I can think about right now, especially with regards savings and investments. So people have relied on bank accounts, saving schemes for donkey years, and it seems to have been working for them to a certain extent. But then you now find out that the amount of money that they've been saving in the bank has become very devalued. So it does feel like you've been storing that money in a box and termites are just eating it. Let's talk about sending your money on assignment. What are the most basic things you can do to...
Well, number one, you need to understand that savings is not an investment.
Okay.
That's savings, that you are saving money doesn't mean you are investing. And we need to also understand that when you are saving money, you are saving for investment. So the saving itself is not an investment. It's a culture, a discipline you need to have so that you can have something to invest. So don't ever think that because you are saving, you are investing. Why? Because every money you put in the bank, as long as the money is sitting in the bank, it is actually losing value because there is inflation and there is devaluation. So that's not investment. So when you want to begin to invest and you want to use the financial sector, then you start talking fixed deposit. You start talking mutual fund, treasury bills, bonds. Those ones are investments. They can give you some level of returns, even though it may be lower than other things you can do. So the first thing for anyone that wants to play safe would be to explore financial instruments. You want to do bonds, you want to do treasury bills, you want to do fixed deposit, you want to do all those financial instruments. Now, moving out of that, what I tell people when they say, oh, what do you think I should invest in? Invest in yourself. Invest in your knowledge, invest in your passion, invest in your vision. So what are the things that you love to do that you think that if you give more attention to it, it will bring money over time? Begin to invest in that on a side basis so that you can begin to build that while you're focusing on what you do primarily.
So are you talking about having profitable hobbies?
Profitable hobbies. Profitable passion, profitable, desires. Because there are a lot of skills that you have that you think are just hobbies.
Okay.
There are a lot of skills. Now, today, people are dancing and they are making money. But who would have told you that just dancing and people are doing influence? In the last 10 years, there are careers that have become part of our vocabulary that were not there. Today, you talk about drone pilot. What kind of career is that? But it's a career now. You say you're an influencer. You say you're a social media manager. Those were not things you talk about 10 years ago. So you need to begin to understand that many of the things you take for granted, that you think are just there, there are things you can now monetize. And there is a process to turning your passion into profit. And those are things that people need to learn, which is where financial intelligence comes in.
So we've gone full circle back to financial literacy, having the education and learning how money works, then to saving, then investing, and then, of course, finding a profitable hobby. Thank you so much, sir. You are, of course, the common sense guru for a reason, and we appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Still have a few more weeks to go.
Yeah, next Monday again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We still have more for you coming your way right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.